Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. The U.S. election campaign hits up to a fevered pitch with the two presidential contenders firing rhetorics to out-credit one another in power play driven by the race for the top seat of the White House. Former President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania says he will vote no on Florida's ballot measure that would enshrine the right to an abortion in the state's constitution, ending a period of uncertainty over how he would weigh in on the politically sensitive issue in his home state. His remarks came a day after he criticized Florida's 6-week abortion ban for being overly restrictive. Meanwhile, Harris has consistently supported abortion rights throughout her career and has been seen as a stronger reproductive rights advocate compared to Biden. As a senator, she co-sponsored legislation that would ban states from imposing restrictions on abortion rights and voted against the bill that would ban abortions after 20 weeks of pregnancy. As vice president, she condemned the Supreme Court's 2022 decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and became the White House's leading voice on reproductive health rights. Joining us now on the show is Dr. Emmanuel Obanor, United States-based consultant, gastrointestinal and liver disease expert. Dr. Obanor, an Edo State indigene who has lived in the United States for over 40 years, will also comment on the forthcoming Edo State election scheduled for the 21st of this month. Good morning, Dr. Obanor. Nice to see you today in the studio.
Doctor, the last time we spoke with you, for a number of times, right? Yeah. During the 2023 general elections.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was via Zoom.
Exactly.
But now you are in Nigeria.
In person.
In person.
Yeah.
So it's good to see you in person.
Same here, sir.
But you are coming from the United States.
That's correct.
Generally, let's ask you about your own impressions about the race to November election, the momentum of which is in the last mile, if we can say so. So what do you think in terms of the issues? You are a doctor, so abortion is one of the issues.
That's correct.
But there are other issues, U.S., Mexico, the economy, and all that. But what do you think?
I think personally that the Democrats are well placed and well ascertained positionally to do what is right for the people. It is unlike Nigeria, where people come out and say all kind of stuff because they want some benefit after the election. But the election in America is a service to the people. And just to bring to attention one of our brother, Yemi Mobolade, who won the mayor of Colorado Springs. If you've been to Colorado Springs, you know that is a city well positioned. Beautiful. I've been there several times for medical conferences. So it's not a city where you expect a mediocre to take over. So although he's not a Democrat, he's not a Republican, but that attitude to serve, that attitude to make a change, that attitude to record me as one of those who brought progress to this country continues to remain in a lot of us as Nigerians. Even me who sits here, although I live abroad, but every time I come here, I end up giving people scholarship to go to school because you just see these little kids littering, carrying things, selling things. How long is a 12-year-old going to carry ice water and sell on the street till he gets to 65? We are not thinking about those things. We are not. Look in Michigan now, the first black lady who got a PhD in robotics was a Nigerian woman. So Nigerians are making strides. So what is going on at home? It's a question we need to ask. If those people can come over there and make a lot of strides, so what is going on back where we were born? Are we cursed? Or we are just plain, I don't know, ignorant? So the race coming in November is going to be cut and clear, the Democrats. Trump has been there 4 years. During the COVID section, the man could not even identify his left hand from his right hand. a lot of lives were sacrificed. I personally was busy. I'm not going to lie to you. I was busy 24/7, putting in tubes for people to eat till they can regain their life and all those stuff. So how are you going to come back? Once bitten, twice shy. Americans are very patient. But the other thing is once bitten, twice shy. You cannot come back when you've tried to destroy the country, calling Nigerians, or Africans shithole and all those kinds. So Nigerians are quite a bit, and we are all going to massively come out and vote that day. I have a daughter who is a lawyer. During the Obama's time, she was in high school. She's been involved in all this political stuff with these kids these days. They do all their stuff from their telephone. They can reach thousands of people in several minutes, several hours to get this done. So I'm looking forward that it's going to be a very good race.
Yeah. Doctor, just before I let you go, are you saying that America is ready for a female president?
Yes, we are ready. We are ready. It is not the female that matters now. It is who is going to perform. Who is going to perform? Who is going to get the job done? That's what it is. Who is going to get the job done? But you cannot bring in a mediocre to get the job done. Who cannot even speak English, like our APC brother in Edo State, who can't even open his mouth and speak correct English.
Who is that, sir? You have to be specific.
The APC contending governor, is he Okpebolo?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, he cannot open his mouth and speak adequate English. Talk less of going to America to meet dignitaries.
He speaks English. I've seen the campaigns where he speaks.
Since you've come to Edo State,
yeah.
I know, like you said, when you see things working abroad, I'm glad that we have two elections almost running. So the U.S. elections and the Edo State, you can't really compare them. They're on different levels, but it would give rise to thinking about what's happening back home. And as an Edo man yourself, it would be great to hear your evaluation of the race so far. And I think it's important to establish it with facts because, like Rufai said, he might not speak the English language to the level that to an appreciable level that you'd like, but he can communicate. He's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has an he has a school certificate, so he can communicate in English. I think it's good to establish that. But when we talk about service, as you described the American election, do you see that come out of at least the three frontliners, the three frontline candidates of the Edo State gubernatorial elections? Only 18 more days to go.
Okay, when this whole thing started, I belonged to a small group made of doctors, lawyers, and everything from Edo State who live in America. We're all from different states. We invited Okpebolo to talk to us on Zoom. He refused. We invited Iwodalo, he refused. We invited Akpata. He was with us for 4 hours. So they were pre-made questions, which include agriculture, road development, education, and moving our state forward so that we can now start investing, putting estate in our state and creating jobs.
Oh, it's interesting you mentioned that because when the APC Edo State chairman came, he said that the reason why they don't grant all these interviews, for instance, on TV, and because people don't have data in Edo State, so they just go door to door. They don't have money to subscribe to digital platforms like some of these pay-to-view channels. Is that true? Is that maybe that's why they didn't honor your invitation too?
Because if you see the lavish homes in Edo State, me that lives in America, I can't even afford those homes. So you can't tell me that they cannot, afford those kind of things. That's why they cannot watch the television. It's not true. But I just think there has to be an issue why this young man is avoiding quite a bit. I think there was an argument here where you were talking to the APC chairman why he's now coming. And I took the time to kind of watch that thing. And there has been thousands of comments from Edo indigents. And I personally, be honest to you, feel that the Asian people, my brothers and sisters, they are the most educated. Engineers, doctors, lawyers. When you pick somebody who wants to provide service, you look at them. You are providing service. You are not coming to just, So the problem with politics in Nigeria is just we are not providing service. We are just taking what comes with that package. So as long as we're taking what comes with that package and we are not providing service, we will continue to have problems in this country.
Okay, when you look at the race in Edo State, who, based on, and I mean not just sentiment, but an assessment of manifestos and all of that, do you think has some great plans? Or you can talk through some of the manifestos that you have read, because you guys are stakeholders here in the diaspora.
Exactly.
And you play a very major role. And most of your resource also goes into Edo State.
Edo State, that's correct.
And I'm sure as you are, you're a homeowner too in Edo State as we speak. So who among all these candidates and why?
Akpata was the only one who came and spoke with us. So out of the three, he's the only one I'm going to be able to assess because he was the one that came. In terms of agriculture, he came up with a plan that Edo State produced excessive amount of pineapple. So he could now buy those pineapple from the farmers and pay them, and then sell that pineapple to the people processing it. So the state would take over. For example, plantain. The same thing he said. You know, so all those things are very, very important to us. So if I'm sending my grandmother or somebody in the village who is producing pineapple, and the state is able to guarantee that this field of your pineapple, I'm going to buy it when they are ready. And truly, they buy it. You know, that's money.
Did you people asking where is he going to get the money from to buy the pineapple?
Yes, we did.
Where did he say?
Well, the state has to come up with credit to help. So then we went into education. We went into education, which we brought that education in the state is going down. So education in the state is going down where you see somebody who called himself a graduate cannot write a sentence. Or when they write you a little note, you can't even read it. So those are education.
What did he say he was going to do about it?
Well, there are several, like one of the guys who is in this group is an expert in education, is going to help out. Presently now, Obaseki is building a, quote, quote, a hub in the Yaro for when people who are gainfully employed, working from 8 to 10 hours every day, cannot find a road leading to their house, cannot find a street that can take them to the next road to get home.
So is the hub is built, is he wrong? Is the hub not supposed to be for development?
Yeah, but what is service? Is to make your life easy. That's what service is about.
Will the hub not make people's life easy?
An educational hub is not going to make anybody's life easy.
So education is not important?
Education is important, but you have a building there already. So you could clean that building up and continue from there. So what's the need putting a new hub, putting this, when people who have worked 8 to 10 hours, left home at 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock, go to work, coming back, they cannot make it. I went to Benin this weekend. I could not make it to my own father's house, where I grew up. That road was done by Ogbemudia in 1973. I still remember the day I was getting ready to go to school. Ogbemudia came in his car with a shovel, and my dad was sitting in the front of the house. So when I walked towards my dad, we were all shocked. Took the shovel, was digging the road to see if it was properly done. If I show you some of the pictures of road.
In what area is that?
In Iyobosa, by Yaro.
By Yaro?
Yes, that's where I grew up. Yaro.
Yeah, Yaro.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. So go to my mom's house. I couldn't even make it there. I couldn't.
Okay, doctor, this is interesting. I mean, you've been in the U.S. for about 40 years.
More than that.
Okay,
yeah.
You left Nigeria, you said, I
77.
think, 1977.
Yeah.
Now, you asked a question earlier, or you raised a question. You said, why are we cursed, or are we cursed?
Yeah.
So what have you observed, even in the course of this visit, apart from the routes, like from the airport to Benin, about how Nigeria has fared? Because some people will say, well, we haven't done too badly. After all, there is democracy, there is infrastructure. You know, some states, there were rural settings in the past, have now developed and all of that. But you seem not to be too impressed.
I'm not. When I left in 77 those days, you go to Murtala Mohammed was still going under reconstruction. Then you get out of the plane and walk through the terminal and get into your plane. You go there now, the same thing that were set in the 70s are still. The new airport that they said they just commissioned, which I came through when I came now, I was very disappointed. If you go to Sacramento Airport, which is Sacramento is the capital of California, the airport in Sacramento is better than our international airport in Lagos. So what are we doing wrong that we cannot get it right? Okay, take from getting out of the airport, heading towards Benin. Look at the road on both sides. Can you tell me anything scenery that I can jump out and say, take me a quick picture so I can share it with my fellow Americans? There is none to write home about. Okay, you get into Lagos. The only thing that I've been so impressed with since I've been here this 2.5 weeks is coming from Benin, when you get to Ekpe, towards Lagos. The roads were well done, lit. That's some improvement.
Okay. All right. And looking forward to that. So I'd like you, following your evaluation of the state visiting, what are some of the quick wins for whoever emerges as governor? I don't know if you're going to be voting on the 21st. Are you going to be around? You know, do you have your PVC?
No, we don't vote. What we do back there is that we give money to people to make sure they go out and vote. We pay for transportation and mobilize people to vote, which is what we did during Obaseki's time. During the second time, I was personally very involved in that second term of Obaseki because for Oshomole to come out and say the guy went to University of Lagos, it was not, you know, bona fide something or whatever that argument was at that time. University of Lagos is a prominent university. It's been around for a long time. That's when I got involved. That, hey, give me a break. I may not go to University of Lagos, but University of Lagos is well known and very well prominent.
So what are the easy things, quick things you'd like for the people of Edo State from your observation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you'd like the next governor to address immediately?
The next thing the government needs to address is to work with people in diaspora to come home and put their money out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting my money out in Ekpe right now.
Okay.
Developing estates and developing all those kind of stuff. Those are millions of money that you put out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say you give money. Who are the people you give the money to go and vote for who? Because I begin to see my phone buzz. A lot of people are saying you are an Olumide Akwata man. That if you just say you are Labour Party.
No, I've never met Olumide.
All the people that are giving money, which party are they going to vote for? Because people can say that that's voter inducement.
No, what we do is we arrange for transportation.
Okay.
For people to go out and vote.
To go and vote for who?
It doesn't matter who they're voting for.
So they just go and vote for anybody?
Anybody they want to.
And you arrange for transportation?
Yes.
How many people do you ferry to go and vote?
I can't tell you. From the last election which they did, I know I was one of those who paid to arrange for transportation.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, sir. We have to go now. Thank you. But we look forward to peaceful elections in Edo State come 21st September.